close one tonight.
Well, both coaches have some thoughts on that. We'll come back and hear from them in a moment. But for now, you're watching the State AA Boys Basketball Tournament on KOTA and the Eyewitness Sports Network.
Your doctor links you to a heart specialist.
Today, for instance, a patient of mine was able to have a murmur assessed here through North Central Heart, and this patient now does not have to travel to Sioux Falls to have this done. We know now what the problem is and what we need to do about it.
You, your doctor, and North Central Heart.
We have to talk.
About what?
Gasoline.
You get good gas.
It's not Amoco Ultimate.
No.
You want quick start, smooth idle, great acceleration?
Of course.
Then give me the good stuff.
Listen to your engine. Pure Amoco Ultimate is rated the highest quality gasoline.
You give me quality, I give you performance.
Amoco Ultimate. Your car knows, and now you do too.
In Sioux Falls, see Parks Amoco, Cone Amoco Hilltop, and Amoco Central.
Welcome back. We've got both coaches of tonight's first game, Gary Munson and Mitchell. You beat these guys by 3 in double overtime in February last month. What did you learn from that game?
Well, we were lucky to win it to start with, and of course either team could have won it, but it was a great basketball game by both teams. I know that Rapid Central is well coached to start with, and we just have to play well tonight, keep them off the boards, and stay out of foul trouble ourselves.
Any specifics you remember from that game that you told your guys before tonight?
Well, we need to contain Lintz and Winnicky to a certain extent, but we need to guard their other people too and just play well on both ends of the floor.
Your own team, they played exceptionally well at times. They've struggled at times. What's the key for them to get off tonight?
Well, just remember we got to play the game for 32 minutes, and we got some people back that have been here before, and I know that Coach Templeton does too, so we'll just go from there and hope we play well.
Hey, Gary, congratulations on a great year for the Kernels. Good luck tonight. Kim Templeton, you played these guys. You lost by 3 in double overtime. What can you bring from that game into tonight?
Well, I think we got to maybe stop some of their perimeter game a little bit better than what we did out at our place. They shot the ball real well. I think our key tonight is we got to control the backboards and we got to shoot the ball well.
Consistency at times. You guys have been up and down throughout the year. What do you do to get them to play well in the first game of the state tournament?
Well, I think the regular season is more so an experimental type thing, trying to shuffle some players around, try to see who plays well with who, and then maybe the last 5 or 6 games, try to see what's going on, and I think we got the personnel where we want to, and we're ready to play.
Okay, congratulations to the Cobblers for being here. Good luck tonight against Mitchell.
Thank you.
All right, there you have it from both coaches. Steve, we'll throw it back to you right now for the introductions.
Thank you very much, Jeff, and we are ready to meet the players, so we turn it over to PA announcer Gordon Needham.
For the second session of the opening round of the 1990 Class AA Boys Basketball Tournament. In the first game this evening, we have the Kernels of Mitchell playing the Cobblers of Rapid City Central. At this time, we'll introduce the cheerleaders, followed by the non-starters, and then the starting lineups for both teams. First of all, for the Mitchell Kernels. The cheerleaders, Missy Elk, Steph Burkhoff, Stacy Grosdidier, Farrah Margello, and Beth Patternuss. Now the non-starters. Number 4, Chris Giblin. Number 14, Darren Garretts. Number 24, Captain Preston Bowen. Number 30, Tanner Musick. Number 34, John Hofer. Number 40, a captain, Tim Wiebelhaus. And number 42, Jason Bird. Now the starting lineup for the Kernels. At a guard, a captain, number 20, Bob Zimmerman. At the other guard, a captain, number 22, Marty Jacobsen. At center, number 44, Sean Stevens. At a forward, number 10, Tyson Thaler. And at the other forward, at a captain, number 32, Jay Zinus. The head coach of the Kernels, Gary Munson, assisted by Bob Johnson and Paul Sterling. And now the cheerleaders for Rapid City Cobblers. Melanie Kramer. Tracy Long. Maureen Sockfeld. Amanda McCary. And Kim Canfield. Now the non-starters. Number 5, Mike Beck. Number 15, B.J. Holloway. Number 25, Carl Barrows. Number 45, Greg Brink. Number 4, Greg McNabb. Number 53, Mike Harrison. And number 55, Mike Goodhope. Now the starting lineup for the Cobblers. At guard, number 21, Scott Howard. At the other guard, co-captain number 23, Doug Bates. At center, number 31, Brett Knapp. At one forward, number 35, Bo Lintz. And at the other forward, a co-captain, number 43, David Wagenkey. The Cobblers head coach is Kim Templeton, assisted by Clyde Milslagle. The officials for this game, Mike Redmond and Tom Hansen. And now, ladies and gentlemen, please stand and address our nation's colors as the O'Gorman Pep Band, featuring trumpet soloists Paulette Tam and Eric Doan, under the direction of Jim Smith, play our national anthem.
And now we're ready to play basketball at the Sioux Falls Arena. Steve Sotak joined by Jeff Harkness. Jeff, this is almost a home court advantage for Mitchell. They really got the fans out tonight.
Well, they do, although they haven't played too many games on this floor this year. And we're going to remind you before we get started that this tournament is being conducted under the auspices of the South Dakota High School Activities Association. The key here is consistency. Neither team has really showed it throughout the year. We're looking to see which of these teams shows up tonight. It could be both of them. It could be neither of them. It could be one or the other. It's going to be interesting.
Sean Stevens, number 44 in yellow, will jump it up for Mitchell against Bo Lintz of the Central Cobblers. And Stevens controls it quickly. Down come the Kernels. Shot put up. Good. That was Marty Jacobsen.
Jacobsen, part of that senior backcourt that led them to a fourth-place finish in the tournament last year in Rapid City.
This is the leader for Central, Wagenkey, and he misses. And boy, Mitchell quickly up the court, layup up and in by Jay Eisness. And the Cobblers didn't get back on defense at all.
Well, we can't tell if Mitchell's in their offense yet because they haven't had a chance to run it. They've run up and two quick baskets.
Central try to set it up and get it inside to Knapp or Bo Lynch. He's a pretty good shooter from around there. This is Wegenkey on the baseline. Shot long, real long. And off the bat, it looks like Wegenkey's a little tight, but Brett Knapp gets it inside and scores. 4-2.
Good offensive rebounding that time. Actually, it wasn't much of a rebound considering that there was an air ball by Wegenkey, but nice challenge that time by the Cobblers.
Central is a good rebounding team, as that shot was missed by Jacobsen. First miss for the Mitchell Kernels. They lead at 4-2. We've played about a minute. Central setting it up. They're going to try to get to Bo Limbs. He has it now in traffic. Hits it. Bo Limbs, the 6'6" sophomore.
Not a lot of arch on that shot, Steve, but when you're 6'6" and you jump, you don't have to put a lot on there.
Bo Limbs is the tallest of the Cobblers at 6'6", but he plays a forward rather than the post. Stevens turns and hits the left-hander.
What a great story. Sean Stevens is a transfer from Trinidad in the West Indies. His first year of organized basketball, and he's averaging 11 points a game.
The one thing you can say about him, along with him being tall, he's very agile. The guy is an athlete.
And he is quick.
Bates to Wegenkey. Central again trying to get into Bo Limbs, down on the blocks. Scott Howard will drive it instead. Now he gets it to Bates, or Linz rather. Linz pushes off and gets called for the charge. First personal on Bo Limbs.
Good call that time by Mike Redmond. Linz simply put his arm down and shoved off. We'll take a look at it again. Kim Templeton looks on. Now he just laid down his left shoulder, ran right into Jacobsen, and Mitchell takes over with the lead 6-4.
5:57 left to go over just the first quarter, and both clubs off to a pretty good shooting start. Turn, shot up and in. Tyson Feeler. And the Kernels have great balance so far.
Well, if the early couple of minutes are any indication, Mitchell is on fire. They're 4 of 5.
Knapp pushes off against Stevens, no call. And he missed the shot, so back on. Well, wait a minute.
Tom Hansen's got a late whistle.
And Bo Limbs whistled for his second personal. Greg Brink will check in.
I didn't see what happened, Steve. All the action was starting to come back up this way on the floor, but Tom Hansen trailing the play, saw Linz do something, whistled him for his second personal.
Oh, shaking his head. 8-4 Mitchell leads, and they're going to try to build their lead. They have only missed one shot, 4 of 5 so far from the floor for the Kernels. Trying to get Stevens. He has it in the low post.
And that's why he's averaging 11 points a game. When you're 6'6" and you get it in that close, it's hard to miss.
And he shoots left-handed. I think in terms of defense, that'll create some problems. People will be on the wrong side. Drive inside, good pass, and a foul called. And we will take a timeout. 5:09 left to go, first quarter. Mitchell leading Rapid City Central 10-4. You're watching the State AA Basketball Tournament on KOTA and the Eyewitness Sports Network.
Across South Dakota, people have come to expect the best from the people of Norwest Bank. In Rapid City, you'll find Norwest people helping the Black Hills Workshop meet special needs. In Watertown, Norwest people joining hands to help the Salvation Army. In Huron, supporting the community's new Career Planning Center. Across South Dakota, come to expect the best, always, from the people at your community Norwest Bank.
Prostrella Ford Lincoln Mercury is your new full-line, full-service dealer in Madison. Prostrellas are out to win you over by offering a big wholesale liquidation sale of over 100 new Ford cars and trucks. Own this world-class Ford Escort for only $8,500. That saves you over $2,600 with discounts and rebates. You can own this '89 Ford Thunderbird for $12,500, and that saves you over $5,000 with Prostrello discounts and rebates. Prostrellas have been serving the good folks of South Dakota for over 30 years, and now they offer the full Ford line of cars and trucks. Buy now at wholesale prices and get 6/8 financing from Prostrella Ford Lincoln Mercury. They really make it worth the trip.
Welcome back to the Sioux Falls Arena. Mitchell off to a hot start against the Central Cobblers. They lead at 10-4. And Mitchell hitting most of their shots. Rebounding really hasn't been a story yet. I know the Cobblers felt they have a little bit of an advantage on sides inside, and they had one basket come off an offensive rebound. Here we have a turnover quickly. Back the other way, Jacobsen. He'll fire over to Thieler. He hits. And the Kernels red hot.
6 of 7 for Mitchell early going.
Here's David Wegenkey to Bates. Bates will shoot if he's open, but he prefers to pass. Knapp, and here is Bates looking inside to Wegenkey. He has a size advantage down there, and Scott Howard will put up the shot. He hits. 12-6.
Third Cobbler to get in the scoring column.
And for the Kernels, all the starters but this guy, Bob Zimmerman, have scored. And Thieler and Stevens have 4 apiece.
Three seniors, a sophomore, and a junior out there for the Kernels. Thieler is the sophomore, Stevens is the junior.
Drive inside, passed outside. Stevens underneath for the rebound and an easy one. Somebody missed an assignment boxing out down there.
Well, you mentioned the rebounding being an edge. That time it was all Mitchell.
Wegenkey. And now Bates thinks about it. Here is Brett Knapp, and he gets the roll. He now has 4. And it's 14-8. Mitchell with the lead and the ball. Jeff, they had a very intense practice yesterday, and it looks like it's paid off. They've come out executing well.
Gary Munson was on top of his team the entire practice to keep the intensity up, and so far they've done that in the early going.
Three-pointer miss. Stevens almost came up with a rebound. Back come the Cobblers. Wegenkey can't catch up with it. That's the second turnover for Central. Blown opportunity there.
Again, Mitchell pushes it up in a hurry.
Three-pointer. Hit by Marty Jacobsen. And I think Kim Templeton might want to think about a timeout. He's quickly down by 9.
I tell you right now, Mitchell came out of the locker room. They've got that killer instinct.
And Central has to be wondering, where's the defense? Foul whistled on 32, Jay Eidsness.
Take a look at it again. It'll be Eidsness with a silly reach-in foul. As Wegenkey went around him, and he's whistled for the personal. Tom Hansen there to make the call.
One of the Cardinal sins of defense is to leave your feet. And once he did that, he was trailing the play and had to reach.
Did the double Cardinal sin that time. He left his feet and reached.
Yeah. Without Bo Linz in there, their inside scoring, I'm speaking of Central now, is a little bit suspect. As Knapp has it go off his leg. Nothing going right for Central.
Well, look at Kim Templeton isn't panicking. He doesn't look concerned. It's just, okay, we're having a rough spell here. We'll work our way out of it, and as long as we're not too far out of things, then we'll get back in there. They're going to bring
Bo back in. He knows he needs some inside scoring. 2:45 left to go first quarter. Three-pointer up, no good. Thieler misses, but right back comes Stevens, and now underneath and a foul called.
3 seconds. Nope.
No, they're pointing at a Central player. 43 would be Wegenkey, and I think the foul's on him.
Take a look at it underneath. Inside, the pass dumped off to Stevens, who loses the handle. There's Wegenkey on Stevens' back, and that might have been the foul right there. Yes, it was. You see Tom Hansen in the background raising his arm. It'll be a ball out of bounds to the Kernels.
Bo Linz back in there. He'll see what he can do against Stevens. Drive. Missed. Rebound. Second try. Third try. And finally now a possible three-point play as Jacobsen scores. How many chances do the Kernels get? Central's just standing around, Jeff. They're not boxing out at all.
No, it's almost like they're expecting Mitchell to make the shots because they came out so hot and they're not taking time to put a body on somebody. And right now, Mitchell is taking control of this ballgame. They lead it by 11.
Make it 12 as Jacobsen converts. 20-8 is the score. 2:25 left to go first quarter. Central already behind by 12 points. Twin Towers in there for Central. They have Linz as well as Brink.
And really the problem right now for the Cobblers, nobody even looking at the basket. They're all looking to pass.
They just seem a little flat. Here's Wegenkey.
He'll look at the basket.
He's the top scorer. Tough shot. He gets it. David Wegenkey averages 19 and a half a game. He gets on the scoreboard. It's a 10-point lead. Minute 55 left. Quickly back come the Kernels. Up and in. Jay Eidsness.
And that's what you've got to do to make sure the other team doesn't get momentum, is just push it back up and ram it down their throats.
Central not getting back on defense at all. Drive inside. Try to pass it. But a turnover. And back come the Kernels in a hurry. Now ball knocked out of bounds.
One of the keys so far here in the early going, Steve, Central with 4 turnovers. Mitchell hasn't turned the ball over yet.
And Mitchell has gotten back off those turnovers and tried to score quickly, and many times they have.
I think what Kim Templeton's got to be thinking now is, okay, the last minute 35 of this first quarter, let's just try to stay close because Mitchell is on fire and we're having our problems. Let's wipe it clean in the second quarter and try it again.
Three-point try, short by Thieler, rebounded by Stevens. He stepped out of bounds. He traveled. First turnover for the Kernels.
Not unusual to see Stevens haul down a board. He averages 9 a game. And again, just in his first year of organized basketball.
He's like a junior version of Akeem Olajuwon, a tremendous athlete just learning basketball, and he'll just be getting better and better.
And lanky, too. If he gets some weight on him, pump some weights in the offseason, he'll be a force next season.
Stevens looking for some offense. Bo Lins from outside gets the roll. No, he doesn't. Wagenkey, big rebound, comes up, scores it. And Wagenkey now has 4. The lead is 10. 22-12. We're under a minute to go first quarter.
Central now in a zone for what I think is the first time in the ball game.
Three-pointer scored by Thieler.
That broke a string of 3 straight misses for Thieler, who's, again, is just a sophomore.
13-point lead for the Kernels, under 30 seconds to go, first quarter. Maybe Central will decide to hold for a last shot. I don't think they want to give the Kernels another chance. This is Wagenkey, back out to Bates. He'll set it up. Now 20 seconds to go. Trying to get Lins open. I would think Wagenkey would be the guy to take the last shot. 12 seconds. He'll drive it in the paint. Gets the roll. 7 seconds. 6, 5 for Zimmerman. Zimmerman will have to shoot. No, he passes out of bounds with 1 second to go. So the Central Cobblers will get a chance with 1 second. Bates, not even close. We played 1 quarter, and Mitchell leads Rapid City Central 25-14. You're watching the State AA Basketball Tournament on KOTA and the Eyewitness Sports Network.
If you're in the mood for the jitterbug and that jazz known as swing, join us for the Glenn Miller Band reunion with host Jack Jones, K-Star, String of Pearls, the Lester Wilson Dancers, and members of the original Glenn Miller bands. Settle back into the big band era with the smooth swing sounds of the Glenn Miller Band.
Join us Saturday night at 9 on South Dakota Public TV.
It's official. John Deere tractors set 7 new performance records in the Nebraska tests, including the most fuel-efficient tractor ever tested. Get a good deal on a new John Deere 105 to 200 horsepower tractor and put this record-setting performance to work on your farm today. Another good deal from John Deere. Good deal.
Visit your John Deere dealer in these towns.
Back at the Sioux Falls Arena, where the Mitchell Kernels have gotten off to an incredibly fast start. They lead 25-14 over the Central Cobblers from Rapid City. Mitchell looking at a 100-point game. They keep this up.
I'm sure what Kim Templeton told the Cobblers is, okay, let's forget about the first quarter. Let's try to make some strides here. Stevens blocks his shot.
Big block. As that was Greg Brink going in the lane. Stevens went high up and a clean block. Central will try it again.
But it's the same old thing, Steve. There are no 11-point plays in basketball, so you got to chip it away a bucket at a time, bucket at a time. If Central can get in their game, they're certainly not out of it by any means. They're an excellent ball club.
They're a good shooting team, and if they get hot, they can knock them down in a hurry. As Mike Harrison is in there, probably for some help on the board.
That's the guy who's got to do it.
Comes up short. He faded a little bit, and I think it hurt his shot. Rebounded, though, by Lins, and he misses. Well, they had the chances quickly. Back comes Bob Zimmerman. He'll put it up for Mitchell. Rebound missed as Thieler came up strong but couldn't get it to go.
Mitchell doing an excellent job on the offensive boards.
Wagenkey goes into no man's land, tries it. Look out, look out. And Doug Bates may be hurt. No, he looks okay. What an effort by Doug Bates as he took out 2 people.
Well, we'll take a look at it again. Something you see in the NBA, but not a lot in high school ball. Doug Bates going up, going over, and going down.
And we'll check to make sure that the folks here at the scores table are okay. That chair sure isn't. You know, we talked about this when we came out here, Jeff, the fact that the scores table is very close to the floor.
It is, and the other thing is The arena does not own the scores table. It's being loaned to them. They used it for the NCC4 that was here over the weekend, and they're using it for the state tournament now, and I think they're going to ship it back when they're done. And obviously, the arena folks would like to ship it back in one piece if they could.
I'm happy to see Doug Bates okay. He really went flying. Good pass. Tried to get it to Stevens. It's Zimmerman, and that's a turnover. Second one for Mitchell.
Zimmerman might have been better off shooting at that time. He was only about 5 feet away when he decided to pass.
You got to believe Doug Bates is pumped up. Down to Bo Linz. He'll turn on Stevens, gets fouled. First on Stevens.
On the shot, we have a
Credit Bo Linz for picking up that foul because he changed his shot just enough to make sure Stevens came down on his arm. Sean picks up his first, and it'll be free throw time, the first of the ball game for the Central Cobblers.
Bo Linz is a 72% free throw shooter. Central. 25-14, Mitchell leading Central. 6:50 left to go first half, and Bo gets one of two. So it's a 10-point lead for the Kernels, and they have the ball. And Central's got to find some defense. Jacobsen over to Zimmerman, and he misses. Battle underneath, the ball went off Bo Linz. Mitchell, it's Sean Stevens really creating the havoc in there on the rebounds.
Brett Knapp checking back in there because they need some help on the inside as we take a look at the Norwest stat board for the first quarter. Again, both teams shooting high, but Mitchell took more shots. Free throws non-existent. Turnovers a big edge for Mitchell. They only turned it over 2 times. Stevens controlling the boards, but it wasn't enough.
Jacobsen, three-pointer, comes up short. Battle underneath. Stevens has it right down low, and he scores. And I saw something there that's a little bit unusual as Bo Linz went up the block and then thought the better, but dropped his hands because he was afraid of a foul, and he has 2 already.
Stevens already with 8 to lead the Kernels.
This is Bo Linz. Doug Bates thinking about a shot. Instead goes Brett Knapp. Harrison down on the blocks. He'll probably shoot. Oh, Stevens a big block. But Central comes up with it. Bo Linz is open baseline. He gets hammered. Oh, wow, that's what you call your hard foul.
That's what you call basically making sure he doesn't hit it. Ball batted around. It goes to Bo Linz underneath. Here he comes. Here comes Bob Zimmerman, who knows he's giving up a whole lot. Linz is 6'6", Zimmerman 5'10", so 8 inches there. And Bob made up for it by putting a tackle on him.
Bob went up very high. Back at the free throw line, Bo Linz cannot get the first, and nothing going right for the Central Cobblers. He will get a second, 27-15. Mitchell leading the Central Cobblers. And we will take a timeout. 5:47 left to go, second quarter. You're watching the State AA Basketball Tournament on KOTA and the Eyewitness Sports Network.
Particularly picky people do everything for picture-perfect soybeans. You pick at lamb's quarters and pesky pigweed and get pretty punchy pulling velvet leaf. But now you can tank mix new Pinnacle herbicide. Its extra punch pounds problem weeds to a pulp. New DuPont Pinnacle. The post picky people pick.
There's an important new healthcare resource coming to the McKinnon campus this spring. The Dakota Midwest Cancer Institute, bringing advanced cancer diagnostics, treatment, and research. The skills of the area's leading cancer specialists and the resources of McKinnon Hospital will combine to offer new levels of care. And Cancer HelpLink makes this care easily accessible. The Dakota Midwest Cancer Institute, helping us all win the battle against cancer.
With 5 minutes, 47 seconds left to go, second quarter. Mitchell leading Rapid City Central 27-16. Jeff, after that hot start, the Kernels have gone cold shooting.
Well, they've only hit 1 of 5 so far in the second quarter. The only problem for Central fans, their team's 0-2.
This is the Mitchell Kernels on offense. Eidsness to Zimmerman. It looks like Central's in the 2-3 zone. They'll try to get it to Stevens. Here he is. Left-hand shot, up and in. There's one guy who's hot.
He's got 10 already. You got to like that shooting touch for a guy who's in his first year playing ball.
Has not missed a shot. 5 of 5, he has 10 points. Here's Wegenkey, 2 people on him. Tough shot fading away.
Boy.
He faded about 8 feet on that shot.
He's got to be frustrated, only 3 of his first 7.
And we're talking about a player who's regarded as one of the top players in South Dakota, David Wegenkey. He averages 19 and a half a game. Into the paint and back outside. The old inside-outside action. Three-pointer by Marty Jacobsen.
I think they only counted it for 2. His foot might have been on the line.
All right, a 2-pointer. And Kim Templeton says, we got to talk this over. So we take a timeout. 4:46 left to go first half. Mitchell leading Rapid City Central by 15 points. You're watching the State AA on KOTA and the Eyewitness Sports Network. Back at the Sioux Falls Arena, there you see the story. Little fact to throw in, Central out-rebounds his opponents on average by about 7 or 8 a game, and tonight, the Mitchell Kernels, boy, Sean Stevens getting a lot of boards inside, Jeff. Dougie Bates hits the three-pointer.
That's what they need. That's their first field goal in the second quarter. They need a whole lot more of them to get back in it.
That'll help the cause. We'll see if Doug decides to throw it up again here if he gets hot. Mitchell right back in the offense. They're looking for Stevens. Down low, he's got Knapp guarding him now.
Back to a man-to-man for the Cobblers.
Still trying to get it to him. Here he is. He's perfect from the field, and that one is long. That was a tough shot. So now a jump ball called, and it'll go back to the Kernels. Turnover number 6 on the Cobblers.
Well, they're down by 12. And I guess maybe they're fortunate to only be down by 12 the way Mitchell's come out and played here in the first quarter and a half.
Oh, right down the lane goes Tyson Thieler. He draws the foul.
Take a look at it again. Thieler down the lane across the baseline. Knapp gets there a little bit late and draws a foul. That's his first.
Thieler will shoot free throws, a 79% free throw shooter. Almost automatic. And now the lead, 32-19. 13-point lead for Mitchell.
They've led by as many as 15. Short.
He knew it, and lane violation.
He knew it so much, he jumped over the line.
So the Cobblers looking to get that lead to 11 or possibly 10. Doug Bates hit a 3 the last trip down. This is Bo Lins working against Stevens. Doug Bates will drive. Nice pass to Knapp. Tough shot. He couldn't get it, but rebounded by Central. Now Bates a 3. Gets pushed, no call. Bo Lins fighting underneath, does draw a foul.
Looks like Marty Jacobsen. That'll be his first. All 5 starters of Mitchell each have 1 foul. Take a look at it again inside. The shot goes up. Everyone jostling for position. Lins gets a hand on it. He's fouled by Jacobsen.
Bo Lins hits the free throw. He now has 3 of 5. And he's been the one guy rebounding for Central underneath. And I'm sure that's why Mike Harrison is in there. Number 53, trying to grab some boards. Mike's just 6'1", but he's a big, bulky kid. Here's Stevens. He's had a great first half. That one is long, and Sean's now 0 for his last 2, but he's getting the ball.
And I think after hitting his first 5, they're going to let him go a little bit longer.
Wegenkey down on the baseline. Central trailing it by 11. Bates will try to work to Harrison, although Harrison not known as a scorer. Wegenkey is. Tries to draw a foul, no call. Bates will put up a tough shot. Falls down, doesn't get a call.
Shot partially blocked that time.
Mitchell will set it up. They lead by 11. 2:55 left to go. Drive inside by Jacobsen. Gets it to Stevens. What a move.
We mentioned he's quick, and he's got 12 already.
Wegenkey.
And you know a guy's quick when he's beating his teammates in practice because they know what you're supposed to be doing.
Bo Linz will take it right back. Does not get the roll. And Mitchell out to a 13-point lead, and now they can build on it. And I have to believe they'll be looking for Stevens. He's smiling. He wants the ball. Jacobsen tries to get it over, actually down to Eidsness, but it gets to Thieler, and he misses.
Well, he's not going to have more of a golden opportunity than that. The lane parted, and he had nothing but backboard staring him in the face.
Central still looks like they're standing around on defense. Brett Knapp calling for the ball. Down on the low post. Goes the other side. He'll try it. Here he has it. Drives inside, gets the bucket, and he was fouled.
Excellent post-up move that time by Brett Knapp, the 6'5 junior. Stood inside, used his body, turned, and put down a nice shot as well as drawing the foul as we look at it again. Inside, Knapp turns. Marty Jacobsen there on the defense, and there's not much Jacobsen can do except stick his hands up in the air and draw a foul, and Knapp will go to the line for the 3-point play.
Jacobsen sits down with those 2 personals. Bob Zimmerman checks back in for Mitchell. Knapp misses the free throw. So it is now an 11-point lead for Mitchell, and they have the basketball. Under 2 minutes left to go first half. Zimmerman in traffic. Draws a foul.
It's like Wegenkey.
Dave's second. He got a little behind Zimmerman as Zimmerman made his move. Pushed him in the back. And here you'll see that.
Personal on Wegenkey. Zimmerman takes it down there. Wegenkey gets there late. He didn't have his feet set, and so it's a block.
It looked like Dave was trying to stay with his man and didn't expect Zimmerman to bring the ball in. As Zimmerman hits.
Short.
Rebounded by Central. 35-23, 12-point lead. Minute 44 left to go first half. The Central Cobblers looking for some offense. David Wegenkey trying to post up. Now Doug Bates directing traffic. This is Scott Howard. Bo Linz has Stevens on his back. They're trying to help double with him. Here's Knapp. Doug Bates down the lane. Shot partially blocked by Stevens. That was kind of an in-between, a half pass, half shot.
Central's got to put it up from the outside because Mitchell right now is allowing them to shoot the 15-footer. No one's taking it for the Cobblers. They're all collapsing on the inside, the defense, and no one's getting any shots off.
Central has good shooters. They've averaged about 49% from the floor. Wegenkey can hit the 3, and so can Doug Bates. Here's Dave with a 3. In and out. And the Kernels come down with a minute to go, first half, and a 12-point lead.
Not Wegenkey's best night, 3 of his first 8.
And Doug Bates called for the reach.
First personal on Doug, and it's free throw time for Bob Zimmerman.
Zimmerman, a 68% free throw shooter.
What a one-on-one opportunity.
Shot is good.
Zimmerman moments ago hit on 1 of 2. Trying to do one better than that now.
In and out, Stevens almost came up with a rebound. Wegenkey corrals it. And we have 52 seconds left to go. Bo Linz calling for the ball. But Central on the perimeter. Wegenkey, 3-pointer. Hits it. Finally for David Wegenkey. And the lead is cut to 10.
That's the kind of thing Kim Templeton wants to see, is David Wagenkey looking at the basket and knocking those three-pointers down.
Here's Stevens working. 2 men on him. Back outside to Thieler. 3 is good. Mason Thieler answers with the 3.
And credit that one to Sean Stevens. He was able to draw the defense underneath, hold the ball long enough. Thieler kicked himself loose, and he knocked down the 3.
That was a big basket for the Kernels. It quickly established them in terms of momentum again. 9 seconds left. Wagenkey, turnaround, tough shot. He gets it. He's heating it up now. 3, 2, 1. No good. We have played a half. And the Mitchell Kernels lead Rapid City Central 39-28. You're watching the State AA Basketball Tournament and David Wagenkey on KOTA and the Eyewitness Sports Network.
Hi. I enjoyed doing BL Striker last year, but it was a lot of work. I'm just going to lay around this year and not do anything. You see, I saved my money, thank God. I got a brand new family. I got a new son. Why would I want to come back to work? There's nothing that could make me come back to work.
Honey, I thought you said you were going to change the baby.
Burt Reynolds cleans up as BL Striker on the ABC Saturday Mystery.
I'm back.
The Promise. Quality grain and a clean sample. Promise delivered by John Deere Maximizer Combines. A slow-moving cylinder, more concave area, and the exclusive QuadraFlow cleaning system give you the capacity to gently handle any crop, any condition. The promise of clean grain and more of it. Delivered by your John Deere dealer.
Visit your John Deere dealer in these towns.
Back at the Sioux Falls Arena, where Mitchell leading Rapid City Central 39-28. The South Dakota Basketball Coaches Association is going to present some awards, so let's hear from PA announcer Gordon Needham.
Our halftime entertainment, we have the Washington High School High Steppers. The captain is Lisa Braley. President is Kerry Bunkowski, under the advisorship of Elaine Luce. Let's welcome the Washington High School High Steppers.
Everybody in the house, what did you come here for? Two change pockets, then yeah, for more. Now this is just a sample of what tonight will bring. If you got rhythm, get up and do your thing.
Show your appreciation of the Washington High School High Steppers. And now, ladies and gentlemen, could we please have your attention, please? The South Dakota Basketball Coaches Association would like to induct 2 members into the South Dakota Basketball Coaches Hall of Shrine. The inductees tonight include the late Clem Leddick of Yankton and Coach Gordon Fosnes of Sioux Falls. The inscription on each of the first plaque reads, a native of Manchester, Iowa, Leddick began his coaching career at Yankton in 1920. A graduate of Upper Iowa University, Coach Leddick won 4 state titles at Yankton High School between 1921 and 1925, finishing second in 1924. In 1925, Coach Leddick moved to UND and coached basketball there until 1944, earning NCC titles 5 times. The field house at UND is named after Coach Leddick, presented by the South Dakota Basketball Coaches Association and Coca-Cola, inducted March 15, 1990. Here to receive the plaque for Coach Leddick is Mr. Hod Nielsen of Yankton. To present the plaque is Mr. Ray Hammond of Yankton and Mr. Don DeYoung, President and General Manager of Coca-Cola of Mitchell. On behalf of the South Dakota Basketball Coaches Association and the Coca-Cola Bottlers of South Dakota, congratulations to Coach Clem Leddick. The other inductee tonight is Mr. Gordon Fosnes. The inscription of the plaque reads, one of Dakota Westland's all-time outstanding athletes. Gordy began his coaching career in Cavour in 1957. In 1958, he began a 3-year tenure at Gregory, compiling a 46-32 record. In 1961, Gordy returned to DWU to begin a 22-year coaching career. His DWU teams won 351 games, which ranks him second in the all-time wins at the college level. His teams won 11 conference championships and 13 consecutive holiday tournaments. The Tigers competed in 14 NAIA playoffs and 2 national NAIA tournaments. Gordy was chosen South Dakota College Coach of the Year 5 times. Elected to the DWU Hall of Fame and is in the SDIC Hall of Fame as both a player and a coach. Presented by the South Dakota Basketball Coaches Association and Coca-Cola, inducted March 15, 1990. Here to present Coach Fosnes with his plaque is a former player of Coach Fosnes at DWU, Mr. Wayne Thuy of Hayti, and Mr. Don Young, President General Manager of Coca-Cola of Mitchell. On behalf of the South Dakota Basketball Coaches Association and the Coca-Cola Bottlers of South Dakota, congratulations, Coach Fosnes. Thank you.
Congratulations to our coaching recipients honored here at halftime tonight. Other action for you in the B tournament up at the Barnett Center in Aberdeen, and Dan Buck has an update for us. Dan?
Thanks, Jeff. The opening round of the second session of Class B, as you said, is already underway. We'll get to tonight's brackets in a minute, but first we take you back to this afternoon. 2 games played up in Aberdeen. In the early game, it was the Bulldogs of Baltic who were making their first tournament appearance since 1942. And they faced a tough Lyman team as the second-seeded Raiders wasted no time. There you see the jumper by Cody King, 2 of his 13 as they went up by 5 after 1. But Baltic stormed out in the second behind freshman big man Kevin Costain. This bucket in the paint, 2 of his 11. The Bulldogs outscored Lyman 15-1 in the second. But the Raiders come back behind 18 points from Steve Stanley as they avoid the upset. The final Lyman 49, Baltic 44. In the late afternoon game, as Esterline and Isabel locking up. Fourth quarter, the breakaway bucket by Esterline's Kevin Carlsbeth would pull them to within 4 with just over 5 minutes to play, but then Esterline hit a cold spell. The Isabel defense did not allow a field goal down the stretch of the final 4 minutes. Air balls, missed shots inside would force Esterline to have to foul, and the Isabel Wildcats then would cash in from the stripe. Their final 9 points of the game coming from the line. Brent Liskoff hit 4 of those to preserve the win. The final count was Isabel winning by 7. 67-60, that sets up a West River semifinal tomorrow between Lyman and Isabel. And then you see tonight's action, Class B, Emory and Stickney tip off at 7, followed by top-seeded Northwestern against Summit. That's all the action right now. We'll have highlights of that Emory-Stickney game coming up in between ball games tonight. Join us then for more from the Class B update. Back to Jeff and Steve.
Thank you very much, Dan. Our score here, Mitchell 39, Rapid City 28. We're going to take a break for 1 minute, and then we'll join you in a moment. You're watching the State AA Boys Basketball Tournament on KOTA and the Eyewitness Sports Network.
Marketing wants to know if you got last quarter's sales figures.
Okay. I hate paperwork. I bet you do, too. That's why so many South Dakota businesses carry their health coverage with Blue Cross and Blue Shield. Their no paperwork claim filing saves time and money and helps your employees get the coverage and service they deserve.
Sir, the sales figures?
Tell them I've got some partial figures here.
Blue Cross and Blue Shield, first in coverage for South Dakota.
Lights, camera, sports action. We want to see your sports feats of the week. The best of your home videos. They can be sports funny or falling. Excellent or just entertaining. Amazing sports or awful sports. Just so there are things in sports. Send or drop off your feats of the week to KSFY TV, 300 North Dakota Avenue, Suite 100, Sioux Falls 57102.
Sunday on KSFY.
Here's an important message for parents of high school students in South Dakota from Mr. Gary Olson, president of Norwest Bank, South Dakota.
I'm pleased to announce the establishment of the Norwest Bank's Community Scholarship Fund. Through this new fund, every Norwest Bank in South Dakota will offer $1,000 college scholarships to outstanding students attending a South Dakota institution of higher education. We have established this fund to provide new educational opportunities for graduating seniors in Norwest Bank communities. In 1990, we will award a total of 62 of these scholarships. On behalf of all of us at the Norwest Banks throughout South Dakota, we extend our very best wishes to the class of 1990.
Scholarship applications are available at your local Norwest Bank, where you come to expect the best.
Back at the State AA Basketball Tournament in the Sioux Falls Arena. Hope you're enjoying the action, and if you're a Mitchell Kernels fan, I'm sure you are, as your club leading Rapid City Central by 11, 39-28. And we will take a look at the first half statistics brought to you by Norwest Banks. And Jeff, the first quarter was really the story as the Mitchell Kernels shot out to a lead and then kept it in the second.
They did. They're shooting cooled off, but so did Central's. Actually, Central never heated up. 53-48. The free throws the same. Turnovers about the same. Rebounds even. So it's the field goals that are making the difference right now. 3-point shooting, 3 of 5 for Mitchell, 2 of 3 for Central. As we mentioned, rebounds about the same. Stevens, though, has blocked 3 shots for the Kernels.
And now that was his 4th. And back come the Kernels looking to build on their 11-point lead. Double dribble by Bob Zimmerman. He stopped and then started again, and that's the reason as we take another look at the Norwest stat board and the leading scorers balance for the Kernels.
Stevens getting all his points from inside the key. Thieler hitting on inside and outside shots. Jacobsen doing it from the free throw line as well. Wagon Key trying to get off his game. Knapp and Lenz trying to pitch in as well for Central.
Brett Knapp in the paint, hits the short one. He now has 8.
I'll tell you, Steve, if they can start doing more of that, then they're going to come back in a hurry because they did not get those sorts of shots in the first half.
Jacobsen throws it away. Turnover number 2 for the Kernels in the second half. And Central can put together a little bit of a run here.
And Mitchell didn't do those sorts of things in the first half either.
They look like they changed uniforms at halftime, Jeff.
Well, Central has got a ball club, we know that, and we were just anxious to see when they'd show up.
Lenz from way outside, short, rebounded by Knapp, easy shot, misses it. Brett had it in prime position, couldn't get it to fall. And Mitchell still has the 9-point lead, 6:52 left to go third quarter. Eidsness down to Stevens, fakes. Look at the quickness, look at the move. Sean Stevens, what a post player.
They still almost put it in. And it was great defense as well.
If this guy ever learns how to play basketball, look at him. He's only been playing it for a year, and you can see already he's developing the good inside post moves. He has the athletic ability, no question about that.
Knapp picked up his second. You can't really fault him, though. He's got a tiger by the tail down there in Sean Stevens.
And Stevens hits the free throw. He now has 13 points. He's a 62% free throw shooter. And he's already over his average. He averages 11.2 a game. And he just has to be getting better by leaps and bounds. Just his first year of basketball. As you mentioned, he came from Trinidad and Tobago. Probably played a little soccer down there.
A little track running as well.
Brett Knapp, tough turnaround, rebounded underneath by Zimmerman, and back come the Kernels. They can build a lead to 13. Inside, good fake. Nice shot by Jay Eisness.
You said it, Steve. Good decision that time by Eisness to use the head fake, drive around, take a couple of dribbles, and get in better position for the shot.
You would look for David Wegenke to try to assert himself a little bit, but Dave is more kind of a guy that lets things come to him, although here he takes the shot, fades away, misses. Bo Limbs underneath against Stevens and gets the foul. And, Jeff, that's about the third or fourth time we've seen a player go down trying to draw the foul. In that case, Wegenke faded away and then fell down, but no call coming.
No, and he went down hard, too, and kind of took himself out of the action. But David's a little frustrated right now as we take a look at it again. Lenz inside. Stevens went for the block again, but got arm instead of ball.
So Bo Limbs back at the free throw line. He hits. He's been there a lot. That was his 7th attempt. He's missed 2 so far. Gets them both. And it is an 11-point lead. That's the lead that was at the half. Mitchell leading Rapid City Central now, 43-32. Kernels back at the front court. Eisness with the ball. Stevens wants it. Says, give me the ball. Running left-handed hook.
That's 16 now for Stevens.
Impressive move by Stevens with a running left-handed hook. Bo Limbs with the ball. Doug Bates has room. Check that. Scott Howard has room, and he hits. Well, he said, go ahead, Scott, give it a try. And he said, okay, take that.
And that's the sort of thing Central wasn't doing a lot of in the first half, looking for those outside shots, trying to keep the defense honest.
And it's back to 11. It's been back and forth here in the third quarter. Neither team has established a whole lot. Three-point attempt, short, rebounded by Wegenke. And back come the Cobblers. Quickly, Bo Limbs back in the front court, finds a lane.
Nice move.
Can't get it to go, but Knapp underneath, tries to rebound, battle, and Mitchell comes up with it. And they come back quickly. Tough shot. Wow! Marty Jacobsen. Hello. Good reverse layup.
He's over the 10-point mark now with 12.
And it's a 13-point lead. Cobblers work it around. Scott Howard hit his last one. That one's short. And Mitchell rebounds. Central with one shot and out. Mitchell leads by 13, 47-34, 4:30 left to go, third quarter. And the Cobblers, rather, cannot afford to just exchange baskets. They're not going to catch up that way. Stevens calling for it down in the low post. Thieler, three-pointer, yes! Tyson Thieler, and I think Coach Kim Templeton might start thinking about a timeout. The lead is back to 16.
That's the biggest of the ball game.
Wegenke hits. Dave's first points of the second half. Thieler wants it again. He feels like he's hot. He hit a three-pointer last trip down. Eisness inside to Stevens, makes a good move, goes for the dunk and misses it as Bo Limbs looked like fouled him, but no call.
That would have been a great dunk.
I guess he's learned how to do that. Bo Limbs,
nice.
A three-pointer. How about that?
Bo Limbs says, hey, take that, Sean Stevens. You get your points from the inside. I'll put this one up from the outside.
And he's doing a little talking to Sean Stevens. Down at the other end, driving it in the lane. Zimmerman dished off a turnover. Just like that, the Cobblers making a little bit of a run again. And we just had a score given in on the Bees as Mitchell comes right back. Zimmerman hits. Emory 46, Stickney 38 with about 4 minutes to go. And Mitchell back up to a 13-point lead. Bo Limbs asking for it. Spins on Stevens. Misses. And Stevens altered that shot.
And Lenz is really trying to take over on the central side of the court. He didn't get the shot to fall that time, but he's asking for the ball a lot.
They need somebody to, as Jacobsen hits. He now has 4 in the quarter. And Mitchell off to another hot shooting quarter. They lead us back to 15. Wegenkey forces it inside, no foul. And the Kernels can now build their biggest lead. They lead by 15, 54-39, 2:20 left to go, third quarter.
And Gary Munson tells them before the traveling call by Bob Zimmerman, Gary Munson tells them, hey, just sit down, and slow down, take it easy. We don't need to push the issue.
And we will take a timeout. 2:18 left to go, third quarter. Mitchell leads Rapid City Central by 15 points. You're watching the State AA Basketball Tournament on KOTA and the Iowa Sports Network.
Calling is the first step to getting the help when you're hurting. And we're here 24 hours a day for you. We can listen and we can try to understand. And we'll get you that help either here at our hospital or at one of our counseling centers or another agency within the community. And if I can give you that help, then I think that I'll have made the difference that counts.
If you or a friend are troubled, we sincerely ask that if you don't get help at Charter, please get help somewhere.
Architects. We entrust them to build the places where we live and work, to make them at once functional and beautiful, which may be why when it comes to windows, the brand architects recommend most is Pella.
Visit your local Pella dealer in Sioux Falls.
The Kernels fans cooling down with some ice cream, but their ball club is hot, hot, hot. Mitchell leads Rapid City Central 54-39. A little over 2 minutes to go, third quarter, and the Cobblers will try to do something to get the offense going, and they can't trade baskets with Mitchell. They've got to find some defense.
You mentioned hot, Steve. 6 of 8 from the field in the third quarter for Mitchell.
Greg Brink in there for Central. He wears number 45. David Wegenkey, three-pointer short. One shot and out as Stevens rebounds. And Wegenkey is now 1 of 4. Back the other way. Mitchell shot it good by Thieler. Boy, they're just not missing.
16 now for Thieler. He's got 5 here in the second half.
Mike Harrison, big drive, good left-hand shot.
Nice shot.
That was impressive.
That's a good-looking shot, and Kim Templeton hopes he sees a whole lot more of those.
And now Central trying to turn up the defense a little bit. They trail by 15. Tough shot, no good, but Jay Idness will go to the free throw line. And Jeff, we mentioned that score from the Bees, Emory 46, Stickney 38. 4 minutes left, but in the third quarter. Let's clarify things.
Take a look again, Jay Idness down the lane, and at this point I think he simply knows he's going to get fouled, so he throws up something, tries to get it to go in, but it doesn't. Foul on Wegenkey, that's his third, and Idness goes to the line for 2. 82% free throw shooter on the year. Oh.
You'd think an 82% free throw shooter would get a roll, but he doesn't there. Nothing but nylon on that one. Now the Central Cobblers are a team that averages giving up about 59 points a game. Mitchell, with a minute 25 left to go third quarter, already has reached 57.
And they've matched their biggest lead now of 16 points, 57-41.
So Central about on track in terms of offense, but the defense not there. Wegenkey, three-pointer up and no good. Harrison fighting over the back. Mike whistled for his first.
On the rebound, we have an over-the-back foul on Mike Harrison, number 53.
Just the second team foul for the Cobblers. Check that third team foul for the Cobblers in the quarter. Just second half.
Just 6 of 15 shooting for David Wegenkey. Obviously not one of his better evenings.
And the Kernels can build their biggest lead. They already lead by 16. Stevens in traffic, tough shot. Can't get it to go, but no, he doesn't get a rebound. And Bo Linz is fouled. He'll help out Jay Idness, who tried to draw a charge. Foul is on Stevens. That's his third. Well, that's about the only thing to make it about it real interesting right now, Jeff, is if Stevens picks up and he'll sit down now. So we'll see how Mitchell does without their big guy in the middle. And I would think Bo Linz will see that as an opportunity to do some work inside.
But they've even gotten it done without Stevens here in the third quarter because Jacobsen's hit 4, Thieler's hit 5.
But on the defense, he's a commanding presence in there at 6'6". He can jump. They'll try to get it into Wegenkey. He'll work in traffic and turns it over. And again, Mitchell can build their biggest lead. They lead at 57-41. 30 seconds to go. They'll probably hold for a last shot, although with the way they're shooting, they may put it up in a hurry. Jacobsen. Over here to John Hoffer, who's in there for Stevens. And now Eisnes will look it over. This is Jason Berg. Good ball movement by the Kernels, looking for the motion offense. 11 seconds. Jacobsen, three-pointer, way short. Air ball. And Central have one last chance. 5 seconds. Harrison is open down at the other end. He'll get the layup. And there's the buzzer. After 3 quarters, Mitchell leading the Central Cobblers 57-43. We'll be back with the 4th quarter in a moment. You're watching the State AA and Mike Harrison on KOTA and the Eyewitness Sports Network.
Being cool to find, it's a state of mind, a refreshing attitude, things get hot, cool with all you got, doing it country cool. Still on out when the heat comes on, with the cool, smooth Mountain Dew, doing it country cool, doing it country cool.
If you're looking for the best deal in South Dakota, Prostrello General Motors Chrysler in Madison is having a wild and crazy wholesale liquidation sale of over 100 pickups, Suburbans, and vans. Own this Dodge Caravan with front-wheel drive for only $16,900. Prostrellos are your Suburban headquarters. Get this 1990 four-wheel drive for just $15,500. And that's not all. Prostrellos has 6-9 financing for 4 years or rebates up to $2,000 and discounts over $5,000. Don't miss this wild and crazy wholesale liquidation sale at Prostrello General Motors Chrysler in Madison. They really make it worth the trip.
We have 8 minutes to play in a first-round ball game of the State AA basketball tournament, and the Mitchell Kernels in control against Rapid City Central. The Kernels lead 57-43. They put on quite an offensive show. And Stevens is back in there for the Kernels. He's done a lot of work. Number 44 was baseline move, and Eisnes called for the foul. He charged. Ran right into Bo Linz and the Colonel. Can't believe it.
Take a look at it again. Jay Eisnes driving around there, puts it up and in, but we get to defensive position there that time.
Bo Linz.
By Bo Linz, and he picks up the charge.
Ready and waiting. Mike Harrison with the ball, and Central's got to score and then play defense. They hope they got to get back into this game. They're going to have to get it under 10 before they can even start thinking about winning.
Boy, Stevens almost picked up his 4th right there.
Bo Linz misses, and I believe it went off 2-2, so that's Jacobsen called. 3rd personal and 4th team foul on Mitchell.
And I think what you're going to see Central do more of here, Steve, is try to force it in on Sean Stevens, try to get him on the bench with that 4th foul.
Tyson Thieler rather right there to pick off the inbound. And back the other way. Mitchell will slow it down. Thieler. This is Bob Zimmerman, the point guard, working against Doug Bates. The lead is 14, 57-43. And unless Mitchell goes into a horrendous shooting slump, they can cruise from here on out. With plays like Marty Jacobsen, don't have to worry about that. Back the other way, Mike Harrison, blocked. He drew the foul. Tyson Thieler goes to the deck, and Harrison will go to the free throw line. Mike Harrison, a very good athlete. He played football. He was a running back and also a very good linebacker. And they tell me when he plays ball out on the playgrounds, he's awesome. So we'll see if maybe he's going to take charge here. In the controlled game, he's a little out of his element, but out on the playgrounds, he's a force as he misses the first free throw. Comes up short.
Missed them both.
0 for 2. The lead is 16. And Mitchell looks like they're going to play offense. They're going to call timeout. And I assume Gary Munson may talk some strategy now. They have a 16-point lead. 6:53 left to go, 4th quarter. And perhaps we will get a chance to listen. Then again, as I recall, Gary wasn't real happy on the idea of bringing the camera into his huddle. Do you think he'll put it into the slowdown now, Jeff? Spread it out, maybe run some 4-corner?
Well, obviously, Mitchell's going to get more conservative, but we'll talk about that when we come back.
Right, you're watching the State AA basketball tournament. Mitchell with a 16-point lead, and you're watching it on KOTA and the Eyewitness Sports Network.
Across South Dakota, people have come to expect the best from the people of Norwest Bank. You'll find Norwest people helping to revitalize the main street of Belfouche, creating new museums in Lead, helping develop the Mammoth site in Hot Springs. In Chamberlain, taking the time to help someone open a new world of opportunity through literacy. Come to expect the best, always, from the people at your community Norwest Bank.
Back at the state AA, the Mitchell Kernels leading the Central Cobblers 59-43, and Mitchell will inbound, and Central immediately in a trap. And it pays off. Yes, it does. Ball thrown out of bounds.
As we take a look at the stats through 3 quarters on our Norwest stat board, big shooting by Mitchell, 56%. They were 7 of 11. And 3 of 4 for the line in that quarter. Everything else is pretty much about even.
It's been a shooting story, really, and the Mitchell Kernels came out hot, and they've kept it up. Greg Brink with the ball for the Cobblers. Tough shot. He gets it.
Boy, nice.
Nice drive by Greg Brink. And that cuts the lead of 14. And again, the Cobblers with some pressure, and they'll try to trap and get the turnovers. They need the basketball, and they need it quick. Jacobsen working against Harrison. Oh, Thieler, good move. Oh, Bo
nice
Lynn,
block.
big block. Battle. Jacobsen will have to shoot, and he misses. He had to shoot because he was in the paint. Now a three-point play possible. Marty Jacobsen scores, and he'll go to the line.
Good presence of mind that time by Jacobsen. He was able to pick up the block, put it up, didn't get it, put it back up, got it, plus a foul.
Foul was on Doug Bates. That is his second personal. And Central got what they wanted. They got the shot up and missed, but they couldn't get the rebound. Marty Jacobsen, 62% free throw shooter. Swish. And he's got a lot of points, Jeff.
He has 19.
19 for Marty Jacobsen. I believe he's the leading scorer for the Kernels.
He is, because Stevens has cooled off.
Wagenke fading away with Stevens in his face, and David Wagenke hits. He now has 15.
Vintage David Wagenke there.
The lead is 15, and Central is going to have to scramble. They're going to get desperate. Jacobsen drives, lays it up, can't get it. Rebound by Bo Lynch. And look at Bo dribble the ball at 6'6", and he lost it. And look at Bo turn it over at 6'6".
Watch Bo dribble, watch Bo turn it over. He just brought his other hand up there oh so slightly and got both of them on the basketball at the same time.
He looked good for a while.
Yep.
62-47. The Kernels leading the Central Cobblers. Now 5 minutes, 30 seconds left to go, 4th quarter, and Mitchell's going to spread it out a little bit. Doug Bates called for the reach. They're going to get that call every time. Third personal.
Now they're going to have to, that's not exactly an intentional foul, but I don't think they really mind it a whole lot either, because they've got to stop the clock and put the Kernels on the line. Kim Templeton wants timeout. His players see him, and they get the timeout.
5:26 left to go in this one. Mitchell, 15 points better than Rapid City Central. You're watching the State AA on KOTA and the iWit Sports Network.
The American Association of Orthodontists wants you to know, lots of adults don't smile very often. Why? Because of crooked teeth. But this doesn't have to be. Watch. Living teeth can be moved through living tissue by a member of the AAO. Bad bites and crooked teeth can be improved at any age. That's why today, more and more adults have something to smile about. We're the specialists. Improving smiles at any age is what we do. For the AAO members near you, call 1-800-222-9969.
It's official. John Deere tractors set 7 new performance records in the Nebraska tests, including the most fuel-efficient tractor ever tested. Get a good deal on a new John Deere 105 to 200 horsepower tractor and put this record-setting performance to work on your farm today.
Another good deal from John Deere. Good deal.
Visit your John Deere dealer in these towns.
There you see the ball and the court and the fans at the Sioux Falls Arena, where the Mitchell Kernels lead the Rapid City Central Cobblers 62-47 in the first round of the state AA boys basketball tournament. Air ball put up by Bob Zimmerman. He shoots almost 70% from the line, so you didn't expect that. Maybe sitting down in that timeout might have iced him up a little bit.
I think the Mitchell people wanted a lane violation on Central. They didn't get it. That might have thrown Zimmerman off a bit.
Central, Wegenkey, yes, two-pointer. And Dave has stepped forward. He's now 2 of 2 in the fourth quarter. And again, the defense by Central, they're trying to create a turnover. They trail by 13. 5 minutes left, and they're going to get desperate. They have to try to get the ball turned over.
And Mitchell's not going to be in a hurry to shoot it either.
Mitchell with, you'll notice, good positioning. They spread it out well. Bob Zimmerman, good ball handler. This is Jacobsen. He'll give it to Eidsness. And Mitchell is in no hurry. Perhaps they get an open jumper. They'll take it. Thieler thought about it to the last second. Jacobsen driving in, gets it to Stevens. And a jump ball. And it goes to the Central Cobblers. Good defense by Bo Linz.
It was as patient as Mitchell was on offense. Stevens, or Central, played just as patient a defense. Dump it off inside. Stevens has it, but at the same time, Linz gets a paw on it. And it's turnover on the held ball.
Brett Knapp, right at Stevens. He blocked it. Brett Knapp up again. Good move by Brett Knapp. And now quick timeout by the Central Cobblers as they trail by 11. They're cutting in the lead. You're watching the State AA Basketball Tournament on KOTA and the Eyewitness Sports Network.
Hello. There are many coaching legends in the world of sports. Newt Rockney, Casey Stengel, and my hero, Hayden Fox. Now, you may know him simply as Coach. He's my kind of guy. He's funny, he's sweet, and he's the object of every woman's fantasy. Except my woman. She's already found the man of her dreams. So, watch me and Rosie, then stick around for Craig T. Nelson as coach. Tuesdays. I'm so proud.
I don't get it. Hy-Vee says they have lots of little differences. Sorry, but I disagree. Hy-Vee has low prices every day on all my favorite products. And then there are TPDs, temporary price declines, and pages of advertised specials every week. So my total food bill is less at Hy-Vee. Now, honestly, how can you call TPDs, advertised specials, and everyday low prices a little difference? I'd call it impressive.
The Central Cobblers traveled over 300 miles to get here, Jeff. They're not going to give up.
No, that's not. They haven't gotten where they have by giving up at all this year.
And again, they go to the trapping defense against the Mitchell Kernels, who lead Central 62-51, 4:22 left to go. And Mitchell calls a timeout. Apparently, I think they're worried about 10 seconds.
They were worried about getting it across the timeline. And they had a timeout to use, so they decided why not. We're going to keep it right here, and we're going to listen in on Kim Templeton. And what do you tell your team when they're down by 11 with 4:21 to play? Well, you tell them this.
Now, what they're going to try to do, they're going to probably try to continue on that offense. They're going to be a little bit more patient, okay? So we got to push the defense hard. We got to push it hard. Let's go. Anytime they crisscross, we'll double team them. Anytime they crisscross, we'll double team them. The other guy's got to come up. Yeah. Okay, well, you want go back in case they go long? Ball out of bounds on the side. Ball out of bounds on the side. We'll face them up. We'll face them up here. Make sure we have who's ever taking the man out of bounds afloat.
Not a lot of talk about offense in that huddle, Jeff. Obviously, Kim knows that they need the basketball in a hurry.
Well, they really can't do anything real complicated on offense. When they do get it, they've got to make sure that they don't throw up desperation shots, but they can't waste too much time either. On defense, they've just got to make sure Mitchell does not get it in good position to shoot the ball.
Ball out of bounds, and Mitchell has it. And we'll look for the double teaming, and almost taken away by Scott Howard. And now a trap possibility, and yes, they have the man tied up, and Doug Bates ties him up, jump ball, and Mitchell will hold on to it, but the possession arrow, and that's exactly what Central wanted, especially after Zimmerman bounced it and lost his dribble.
The only thing they were in danger of there is they had him stop, but they started to reach, and I was surprised there wasn't a foul called, but it was a held ball instead.
And Central looking for the traps. Here we go again. And Mitchell will try to keep passing and passing and passing and burning up the clock. They lead 62-51, now 4 minutes left to go, fourth quarter. This is Jacobsen over to Thieler. Stevens wants the ball down on the blocks, but I doubt they'll throw it to him unless he's wide open. And there he is. He'll look to shoot, and he hits. And nobody told Sean Stevens you're not supposed to shoot in that situation, so he goes, okay.
This first bucket of the fourth quarter comes past the halfway point. That gives them 16 now in the ballgame.
Wegenkey looking to go one-on-one. Goes by, gets the basketball back. Stevens called for a foul. That's his fourth personal. And even though they may not lose his offense, if he does go out, his defense inside will be missed.
Gary Munson's not even looking down his bench. He's going to stick with Sean Stevens. Take a look at it again. There's a good look at Stevens. There's a good look at Wegenkey inside with Stevens behind him. Sean goes up, tries to block the shot. Comes down too hard on the wrist, and Wegenkey shoots a pair.
Big free throws for Central, and Wegenkey misses. They cannot afford that. 13-point lead for Mitchell. And Central's got to score every time they touch it. Prefer the three-point shots now. Wegenkey gets 1 of 2. Soft touch. And the lead is 12. And there's the trap. Central will be running all over the arena floor trying to get the ball.
Mitchell's got to get it across.
They do. Wegenkey gets in the way of it. They try to get it to Thieler, and now they'll inbound. And out of that bounds on the side is a good chance for Central to set up some kind of defense to trap.
That's an excellent full court trapping pressure. About as good as you're going to see around. They really do a nice job covering all the corners, and even when the ball goes across the half-court line, they're still able to get back and get some nice traps in.
Jason Berg in for Mitchell, probably to provide a little better ball handling. This is Brett Knapp on him. Bob Zimmerman, he's the best ball handler. Tyson Thieler. And now a foul called underneath. Whistle against Brett Knapp.
Number 3.
And somebody is going to go to the free throw line.
On number 31 now.
And it looks like it'll be Bob Zimmerman. Bob's a 68% free throw shooter. He missed his last chance. Mitchell leading by 12 points. 3:13 left. Scott Howard stepped in. It doesn't matter. Zimmerman now has 5 points. And if Mitchell hits their free throws, they're going to win. Misses that one. Well, I think Central needs a three-pointer. They trail by 13. This is Doug Bates, Scott Howard. Bates has an opening here. Howard underneath,
nice.
Good pass to Knapp.
Basket scored, Brett Knapp.
And Central wanted a timeout, but they couldn't get it called. They trail by 11. This is Jacobsen. Ball knocked out of bounds. Foul. Called on Scott Howard. We'll see now if Central takes their timeout.
Whistle for the foul is number 21, Scott Howard.
No, they won't. They just wanted the clock stopped.
I think what they wanted to do was stop it in time to set up some sort of full court pressure, and now it's kind of a moot point.
At the line.
Marty Jacobsen to the free throw line. 62% free throw shooter. And he's been perfect from the line so far. 4 of 4. 5 of 5. He pushes it through. And those front ends of the 1-on-1 so important, Jeff.
Boy, they sure are, especially down the stretch here where Mitchell, if they get all the points they can from the line, is going to win this game.
2 of 2 for Marty Jacobsen. Central again down by 13. Doug Bates waits till the ball comes to him so the clock doesn't move. Wegenkey. Good defense by Eidsness. Bates, three-pointer. Gets it. Doug Bates, and that's just what they needed. They get the timeout called. It's a 10-point game.
Timeout, Rapid City Cobblers.
That's exactly the sequence of events that Kim Templeton and crew wanted, to get a three-point basket and then just as quickly before they get a chance to pull it out of the nets, call timeout and set up your full court defense.
Mitchell leading by 10, and we'll see what Kim Templeton wants to set up now.
Okay, whenever they get the ball, Eidsness and Stevens, okay? Okay, one of those three. No, okay. Okay, we got to have some threes. We got to have some threes. Still run that 5-game counter. Try to get in the 5-game counter. We can still get some threes on a three-point play on a drive, okay? We can still get some threes, but we got to take it to the hole. Okay, they're going to try to move the ball. They're going to try to be patient on it, okay? Yeah, we told him. Okay, Zimmerman's 3 for 6. Doesn't matter. You got 3. Just play. Okay, here we go.
You heard from Kim Templeton in the Central Cobblers huddle. You did not hear from Gary Munson in the Mitchell Kernels huddle because Gary chose not to allow us to come in and listen to what he had to say. And
didn't want us around.
Well, Jeff, that's understandable.
It is. And just to let everybody at home know that the coaches, that is their choice. And it certainly is a 50-50 thing. And they have the right to do whatever they choose because it is their team and their huddle.
And here is the pressure defense. Scott Howard reached. Got the clock stopped. We keep this up at 3 seconds at a time. We'll be here till tomorrow.
And that's not going to make Brandon Valley and Rapid City Stevens very happy because they're supposed to get underway in about 15 minutes, and that ain't going to happen.
But Central did get the clock stopped. 2:37 left to go now. And Bob Zimmerman, which is one of the guys I think they wanted to foul, he's just 3 of 6 from the free throw line. He gets it. So the lead is back up to 11, and Kim Templeton saying we need the threes. He wants the guys to drive and hopefully draw the three-point play that way. The advantage there is the clock stops, and the shot is a lot higher percentage than trying to go from outside. As Zimmerman knocks them both down, the lead is 12 points, 2:36 left. Doug Bates to Scott Howard, and he puts up a 3, no good. Limbs tries to get it, but Stevens comes up with a rebound and back the other way, and now you'll see him put it on ice. Mitchell with the passing game, running around, get rid of the ball before you get fouled, keep the clock moving. 2:15 left. Kernels with a 12-point lead, inside out.
Look at them move.
This is a well-coached team. And finally, Eidsness gets fouled. Foul goes against Brett Knapp. That's his 4th.
And just to let the folks know what we're looking at here, the winner of this game will play the winner of the Brandon Valley Stevens game, which comes up 20 minutes after this one's over. Aberdeen Central and Lincoln are already in the semifinals. Central beat O'Gorman this afternoon, 70-66. Lincoln got past Brookings in overtime, 48-45.
Eidsness hits the free throw. And Jeff, in the 2 weeks that we've been at these tournaments, the one thing you can say is all these teams can hit their free throws down the stretch. I have yet to recall a team really blowing a lead from the free throw line.
It hasn't happened so far.
As Eidsness goes 1 of 2. That's about all Mitchell really has to do, hit the front ends of the 1-on-ones.
And as we saw, it even happened up at the B tournament as Isabel hit their free throws down the line and beat Esteli this afternoon.
Bates, Knapp missed. He was intimidated by Stevens. Ball goes out of bounds, and Central hold on to it.
The other winner early this afternoon at the B tournament, Upper Aberdeen, Lyman. They beat Baltic by 5, Lyman and Isabel. But we'll play in a semifinal tomorrow.
Under 2 minutes to go. Wagonkey, a 3-pointer hits. And Central is now within 10 again.
That shot reminded me of a great dive. Very little ripple on the net that way. It would get high marks from even the Russian judge, I think.
And a foul called. And a 1-on-1, and back we go. And even if Central keeps hitting threes, as long as Mitchell keeps hitting 1 of their free throws, I think the Cobblers are going to run out of time, but they'll keep trying. And this is Jay Eidsness back at the free throw line. He went 1 of 2 last time. He gets the roll. And the thing is, the closer the Cobblers get, the harder those free throws will become, and there's really no pressure until they get it down to about a 5-4-point lead.
And if Mitchell keeps hitting the free throws, they won't get it down to a 5 or 4-point lead.
Exactly. Eidsness gets them both. 72-60, minute 41 left. And it's very simple for the Cobblers. They'll look for the threes. Bates drives it inside, charging. Doug Bates looking for a 3-point play, and he got called for the foul instead. Take a look.
Doug Bates, here he comes. He's on time. Here comes the train. Tyson Thieler steps in, charge.
Got the schedule, knew he was coming. Drew the charge. Doug might have been wiser to kick it out there to Scott Howard, who was setting up for a 3.
Well, Bates just wanted to score, and he wanted to score early. Didn't care if he had to run over somebody to get there.
Mitchell trying to inbound. They get it in, and now a trap situation. Good passing and a grab. Scott Howard grabbed Jay Eidsness.
4 on Howard.
So, back to the free throw line we go for Jay Eidsness.
Eidsness 4 of 6 so far, 82% on the year. So the odds are not in your favor when you foul him.
Not the right guy to 82%.
But who has been so far for Mitchell? Everyone has shot the ball very well, including Jacobsen, who's only a 62%er on the year.
Idnes is now in his rhythm.
Set his last 3 from the line. I don't want to say Gary Munson can relax because he doesn't do much of that, but he's got to breathe a little easier right now.
2 for 2 for Jay Idnes. And here we go. Central going to have to hit the 3. I'm sure they'll be looking for it. 1:30 left to go now. Scott Howard drives it inside, puts up the shot, and hits. And Mitchell really not going to defend that kind of shot because it's not hurting them.
Not if they can keep hitting their free throws.
This is Jacobsen, and he's fouled by Harrison. That is the second person on Mike, and we'll see what Marty Jacobsen can do from the free throw. I'm sure they said, don't get Idnes again, he's killing us.
A little bit about Central, Steve. They did not play a bad ball game by any means this afternoon, but they obviously weren't as crisp, and they weren't hitting as many shots as they usually are. But the Cobblers still with an excellent year, 14-6 overall coming in. They were 3-2 against tournament teams coming into the ball game. Oddly enough, not ranked in the final poll of the year. Mitchell, by the way, shared the top spot with Aberdeen Central coming in.
Jacobsen misses. The story of this game was the first quarter, when Mitchell shot out to a 25-14 lead, and they pretty much held on to that lead since. And here comes a three-point attempt. Wegenkey in traffic. Wow. David Wegenkey hits. And it's now a 9-point game with a minute to go.
22 now for Wegenkey.
And Central's got to get the ball. Harrison, he has fouls to give. Tries to get one, but no foul called. And now, whoa, look out. Doug Bates apologizing to Jay Idnes. Idnes will go to the line. Doug Bates.
Here comes the ball. Personal. And here comes Bates. And here comes foul number 5 with a vengeance.
And Doug Bates will sit down.
And he leads with 6 points.
Into the game is Brett Knapp.
Bates, 2 3-pointers. 1 in the second quarter, 1 in the fourth quarter.
So the Central Cobblers lose one of their 3-point shooters. They've got a lot of rebounding in there. Harrison, Knapp, Linz, and Wegenkey all out there. And Jay Idnes will show us how he can shoot free throws again. Pretty good. He's hit his last 5 in a row. Lead back up to 10.
And just 50 seconds left. And I think the Kernels have this one in the refrigerator.
Mike Harrison, a left-hand three-pointer way over everything. 43 seconds now. And Mitchell looking to run. Stevens turned it over. Brett Knapp coming the other way. Pass to Bo Lynch. He'll slam it down. He missed it. Boy, it's been that kind of night. Wegenkey, scoop shot, no good. He'll try to get it back, no good. And now a foul. Boy. And that tells the story. Bo Lynch wide open, 6'6". He's going to two-hand it. Ball comes out of his hands. No good, and they end up with no basket at all. And now Mitchell is going to clear the bench. Or send in a couple. Jason Berg, John Hoffer coming out, and you'll see a round of applause for Jay Idnes. And now Sean Stevens will sit down. Into the game, Tim Wiebelhaus. And at the free throw line, Tyson Thieler. Just 24 seconds left. Mitchell with a seemingly insurmountable 12-point lead. And there you see the Colonel has to be happy with the performance tonight. Earlier we saw them practicing the wave. And they're going to wave goodbye to the Cobblers here in about 23 seconds. Rebounded by Mitchell. Shot, look at that. Wow. Preston Bowen scores. Wegenkey, three-pointer, short. Ball out of bounds. And Mitchell will have it, just 7 seconds left. And now we see Tyson Thieler sit down. Into the game is Wiebelhaus. Mitchell, 7. They don't have to do anything. They can just stand there. 4, 3, 2, game over. And the Mitchell Kernels with a very impressive performance have defeated the Rapid City Central Cobblers by a score of 79 to 65. And we'll be back to hear from the Kernels after this break. You're watching the State AA Basketball Tournament on KOTA and the Eyewitness Sports Network.
These days, it's not unusual to see farmers back in school.
This place sure looks a lot smaller.
Maybe you just got a lot bigger.
They're learning how to apply crop protection chemicals in the safest ways possible.
Remember when the coach made us all get crew cuts? Right before the prom.
Some things may have changed since these farmers were in the classroom, but learning to protect the environment is something they know will never go out of style.
I suppose you're going to want to borrow my nose again.
Brought to you on behalf of the American farmer by the makers of Dual Herbicide.
You're gonna feel right when you drive home tonight.
Shop Ben-Hur's Tournament of Savings. Score big savings on sporty Escort GTs, just $93.88 loaded with extras. Taurus, the point leader on value, only $12,288.
Working harder.
Save on a special purchase of Festivas, the Economy Champ at $67.88. 4 Suzuki Samurai convertibles, just $150 a month. And Bronco 2s, tough to beat at $13,998.
Working harder, treating you right. Ben-Hur Ford.
Back at the Sioux Falls Arena. There you see the final score. Let's hear from the winning coach, Jeff.
Thank you very much, Steve. Well, Gary, you won it by 14. Can your guys play any better?
Well, we shot the ball well in the first half, and then we kind of contained that lead, you know. And the thing that I liked about it, we never give up. You know, they never got it under 10. They made about 2 or 3 runs in the second half, and our kids just did a great job.
Whoops. Get a run over here by Brandon Valley, but Stevens played an excellent game for you in the first half, but then when he cooled off a bit in the second half, other guys were able to come in and pick up the slack.
Well, that's what we've been doing all year long. We got, you know, our high point man averages about 13 to 10. So we have a well-balanced team. We shot good free throws down the end, but we have a good shooting free throw team, too. But you give them a lot of credit because they hung in there, too. They hung in there strong.
So now Brandon Valley or Stevens, do you have a preference?
No, not really. You know, we lost to Brandon Valley by 6 or 7. The first game of the year, and we beat Stevens by about 15. It doesn't really make any difference. You know, Brandon Valley's a favorite, but we're just glad we're in the semifinals right now.
Okay, Gary, congratulations to the Kernels. They win it by 14. Mitchell back in the semifinals again this year, and we're going to throw it back to Steve.
Thank you very much, Jeff.